So in the following example, I am going to be going through XSS reflected and stored on the medium level, which I just come down here to DVWA security and I changed the security level to medium as opposed to low. Security level set to medium. So let's go over these. Let's try the injection for the reflective cross-site scripting vulnerability, the previous one that we used, which we used script alert script. And it doesn't fire, and instead we get this. So let's look at that. So we can see that it has stripped out the opening script tag. It did not strip out the ending script tag. So we can assume a few things from this, but let's try to beat this filter. So obviously it's filtering on the open script tag. So there are a few tricks that we have as attackers for this. The first thing is HTML doesn't care about capitalization. So let's try that. And you can camel case, you can only capitalize one thing. Oh, and look, it worked. So we can see here script alert script, and it's all capitalized, and it still fires because HTML, like I said, HTML does not care about capitalization. So what we can assume from their filter was they were looking for the word script, and they were probably using like a regex, like a regular expression, and looking for that particular word script all in lowercase, and they were just stripping everything out from that. Unfortunately, they were not looking for the capitalization of it. And so thus we were able to beat this filter. Let's look at the stored. So last time, we were able to do something like this. And we get something similar. We see that, hey, we sent our message, and in the response, we can see we have stripped out both opening script and closing script. So that's interesting. We've only tried attacking the message portion so far. What about the name? Well, unfortunately, what's going on here is there is a character limit here on this particular input, but we can get around that. So the character limit is on the page itself, but we have the added usage of a proxy. So we can capture that request and alter it before we send it to the server. So we're going to do exactly that. So come over here to intercept, and we're going to turn intercept on. We're going to assign this guest book, and we can see text name equals test. The message is test. So let's change that test. Let's open a script, and we can get around the character limit. But it still strips the script. So what can we do to get around that? So you can see here, it stripped the opening script, but not the ending script. So there's something I failed to mention previously. You don't have to use script, open script and close script to lane cross-site scripting. Other tags have these things called attributes that you can use to fire JavaScript. which is what we're going to do right now. So we're going to turn intercept on, and we are going to alter our name. But how are we going to alter our name? Well, let's open an A tag, and then we're going to give it a space. %20 is the URL encoding for a space, just so that you're aware. Now let's use what's called an on event. So we're going to use on mouse over, and you have to give that a value, which in this case we're going to use the alert function as the value. What on mouse over means is for this particular A tag, whatever this A tag is linking to, it will whenever the on mouse over functionality finally fires, it will fire an alert. So on mouse over simply means, okay, so I've given this test right here an A tag, a hyperlink tag, and whenever I mouse over it, it should fire that alert. So let's go ahead and forward this request, and I can see this page is already reloaded, and I have name, test, and then a hyperlink. Let's mouse over it, and we can see that our cross-site scripting injection is fired. Let's take a look at the response for this. And you can see the original request and the edited request here. So let's search by alert. So right here is our name, test, and then open A tag, on mouse over, and then alert. And then what's between our A tags is the word test. And thus we have cross-site scripting. And this will fire every time you mouse over it. Remember that you don't just have to open a tag. You don't just have to open script tags for cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting can come in many different forms. And it's not just regulated to A tags as well. Image tags are popular. Iframes are popular. Tons of different HTML tags can carry a cross-site scripting payload.